Alright, this is an informational video on changing out a screen from laptopscreen.com on a Gateway Netbook LT2104u. The two things you'll need is a screwdriver, and this is actually a very small Phillips head screwdriver on a large handle here, and a knife. First thing you want to do is make sure your laptop is off, the battery is out of it, and you're disconnected from any power source. Now, on the bottom of the bezel, there are two little round discs that look like this that are covering screws in the left and right hand corner. I already took them off, but you can basically pry them out with your knife. And the next thing to do is remove those screws that are underneath the discs. Those are basically the only two things holding the bezel. And then what you want to do is you want to take your knife and you want to gradually pry away and unclip the bezel all the way around. Try not to cut any wires or anything. And it's going to come off a little harder than that. So be very careful because it's only plastic. Take that bezel off. The next thing you want to do is remove the 4 screws holding the back of the top of your laptop onto the screen. There's one. These are all the same size, fortunately, so you can mix them up, it doesn't matter. There's 2. There's 3. And there's 4. Now don't just let this back drop because there might be something stuck to it. For instance, the microphone or the camera. But actually it's just the camera is attached to the back of the screen. And also the screen is attached to its primary power source, which you want to unplug. So you want to pull the tape off and unplug it. Right there. Just unplugged that, unclipped it. And then what you want to do is you want to remove 4 side screws. Completely disconnects your screen from your computer. Now I want to get the new screen and keep the protective covering on it as long as possible. And it looks like it's not touching any sides where the screws need to screw in, so I can keep it on until the end. Now what I want to do is I want to put the 4 side screws in to begin with to hold the screen in place. Make sure it's right side up, of course. want to double check, make sure they're tight. Snug really, not very tight. And then you want to connect the screen again on the back here. And just make sure it's plugged in properly. All the pins and connectors are plugged in. It should click in. Come on. It's clicked in and then taped. Tape over it to hold it there. Then you want to bring your back up. Make sure that microphone and camera are securely in place. And the little aligning dowels in the corners line up. And we can grab the screws and put them in again to hold the back on. 4 screws for that. And then lastly, well, I guess now's a good time to take this protective covering off. And lastly, put the bezel back on. Snap it into place. Put the screws back in. And put these little plastic covers back on over the screws. And that's it. Should start right up once we put the battery back in. And that's all. That's all it takes. A few minutes.